welcome to I'm Not a Fan Unless I Have a Podcast. I'm John Hanford, and we've got a returning guest today. We're going to get right into the introduction since I really don't have anything else to say. You know, I've listened to LW a little more, take it in, and still getting there. I'm still, I'm more fluent in it now than I was a week ago, so that's good. Still not quite ready to give my whole, still haven't totally digested it. But this episode's great because I've got a returning guest, Jakub from the Czech Republic, who we had on, a few months ago, and we got just baked out of our minds. And the episode went on for, I think that was the longest episode I've ever had, and it was like an hour and a half. But this one was way shorter. It's way more consumable. But also it's a little bit of a, I don't mean to give it a negative spin, but the word I was going to say is infomercial, because Jakub's got a new project on Q rates. That's, I love this concept for this project. It's called Muddy Straws. It's a bootleg, LP, and he needs 100 pre-orders to make the thing happen. So I feel like that's pretty attainable. But what it is some of his songs that or some of the King Giz songs, that were either released on Polygondwanaland or some of the other, bootlegable Giz tracks, whether it's demos or live recordings or whatnot, all the stuff that was released last year. So he took I think it's 8 or 9 tracks from that are royalty free or whatever, and that he likes, and just put them together. I don't know why I'm giving away this whole thing. That's what this episode's about. You should, just pay attention and listen. Jakub can tell you himself. I'm just, here babbling before we get into the main event. But anyway, I really got nothing to say. This is not a good way to start a podcast. You should never admit that you have nothing to say when the rest of the episode is me saying some stuff. I had stuff to say when we recorded this the other day. At the moment, just before publishing this, I don't. So enjoy. Thank you for everybody who's followed on Instagram at GizFanPod and continues to support the podcast, and just by listening or in whatever other ways you feel that you want to. This is super fun, and we've been in quarantine for almost a year now, and that means that this podcast is almost a year old. It's already, this is already like if I had conceived a child, in late April, I would have been I'd be a father by now, and that's. That's sort of where we're at with this podcast. It is my baby. It's developed into, who knows what the fuck, but it's, I feel like I've got, some cool stuff going with it. Yeah, there we go. That's the intro. That's the intro we're looking for. Good way to start this week off on a positive note. So guys, enjoy Jakub once again.
How's it going, dude?
Yeah, I'm fine. Pretty goddamn fine.
Yeah.
You told me last time that I was doing a good Ambrose look, so I tried something different this time. I gotta take off these glasses though. All right, so hello.
Yeah, dude, welcome back. Thanks for thanks for being on the podcast again. It seems like since the last time you were on, just like your art is just kind of taken off in popularity just within the Giz community. So it's like, it's been pretty cool to see how all that's come to fruition. And and you even got to like collaborate on a on like that Q rates project. What's that about? I haven't really checked it out yet, or I don't really know.
No. So the Q8 project, that is not a collaboration. That is 100% my thing. The only thing that isn't mine is the actual music. And and I'm gonna put it on Q8 after we're gonna record this, when I'm gonna have some time.
Fuck yeah. So so like the tracks that are on it, those are some of the live tracks from the
Yeah,
from
there
the
are
bootlegs.
live tracks, Polygon, and some demos, and even one Tingus.
Hell
So
yeah.
it's kind of a compilation of the kind of songs that I want to highlight that probably that are, in my opinion, kind of overlooked. So you see, it starts with Evil Star, which everything just has to start with Evil Star. Which I've heard that one guy told me that it was not on their latest shows, which I actually cried.
Oh yeah.
Because
I mean,
I'm like the biggest fan of Evil Star there is.
yeah. I mean, I think they only used Evil Star for just the Rat's Nest tour. But then again, like who's to say they wouldn't bring it out, bring it back at some point, if they're like, if they want to do a grand introduction to like their Rat's Nest suite or whatever, at a future show. But in that interview that you sent me yesterday that like I'd also seen, Stu was saying how, like the track KGLW, it's like, that's their sort of theme song. Like now that's possibly, I don't know if he said indefinitely that's how they're going to start all their shows, but it sort of felt like that, like maybe KGLW is the new Evil Star, and but they play it live.
Yeah. I think that it's both. It's actually the thing of the hatred of new stuff. Like I hate the new shit, blah blah blah, and yes, KGLW is definitely the evolution of Evil Star, right? Because Evil Star was mostly just a recording one. They'll just set up their stuff and they immediately go after it.
Yeah.
Which it starts with the KGLW, and I had this one time when LW came out. This one thought of them doing a show. It would start with Evil Star, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then they would do KGLW, and then KGLW outro, and that would be the show.
I mean, what's kind of wild is like, since KGLW, the outro is like an 8.5 minute song, that's one that they could, if they wanted to, drag out like they do with with Head on Pill and whatever closing songs they do. There's a lot of room there to just kind of do whatever they want. So if they were to play like a 30-minute set or something, I guess. but yeah, so I mean, with KG and LW, the records, like the last time we spoke, that was maybe a month before KG came out, and now we've had about a week or so to sort of process LW. What do you make of both of them?
All right, so I believe that the theme of contrast, I said that would be in KG. I think it carried out perfectly into LW, which also proves that the songs of LW somehow reflect the songs on KG.
Oh man,
it might not be the meaning of way, but like the general theme of it, like when
it definitely has that feeling.
Static Electricity starts with those weird trippy sounds that are at the end of Ontology to Intro Sport, might have something to do with it. Plus, like I have this feeling of See Me kind of reminds me of Odd Life, so stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, See Me was, I mean, yeah, that was an absolutely amazing song. There wasn't really like an opposite, reflection of Honey though. I mean, like I guess if you wanted to, call like just whatever acoustic parts they had in ONE or any of the other songs that had acoustic guitar on it. But yeah, I mean, I definitely think that the that theme of contrast, like you hit it on the head. Just especially with how with how the album covers were shot side by side. I like did you notice that how the the whatever models that Jason made for KG and LW, like he shot them with the same camera, like they're part of the same shot, they're just side by side.
Yeah. I know. When he posted like the creation of that on Instagram, I actually asked him what camera did you use to take it with, and he answered me with some old Nikon camera that analog with some film.
Yeah, and like that was so cool that he did that. I mean, like now we know what camera to use if we want to make our own cool album covers like that. But you know, there were a lot of people like in the Facebook groups that were talking about like they didn't like the colors on LW. But I'm the whole time I'm just like, that's just the residual lighting. Like that's just the light passing through KG, because like I think the light was coming in at an angle. Because like if you look at the bottom of the of both album covers side by side, they're like you see the part of the floor. You know, and like it's clear that like the LW is sort of set back a little bit, and then you just got that light passing through, and I don't think a lot of people caught that. But I was just curious to see if you had, because I haven't seen it anywhere else.
Immediately when the leaks came out with were actually somehow true. I immediately saw, even if it was just a small square, like a not like I don't know how many pixels wide. I still saw that, yeah, it's the second part of the KG, because on KG I've noticed that on the right side, where's the volume 2, it gets a bit orangey. So
yeah.
Stuff like that, and them not liking the color that's more yellowy towards other than KG, it again represents the theme of the contrast between the blues and the yellows.
Yeah. I mean, it's just such a cool. I just love that you identified that as kind of the thing, and it just, you know, played out not exactly how we thought it might, but you know, in a way that left in a way that was satisfying, because like, you know, it's never fun to enjoy a Giz record that you just totally saw coming, you know. Like it's nice to have a bit of surprise left. But you know, and I think we talked about this last time, or at least if not, I've talked about it a ton, is just how I kind of exhausted all the singles off of KG, and LW, like they just released 3 of them, you know, before the album came out, and one was released like, you know, just a few days before. So, or you know, the one being Plura was released like just a few days before the record. So with like the rest of the, you know, I guess the final 6 songs on the album, which ones were you sort of, I don't know, caught off guard by or pleasantly surprised by?
Well, now we have to differentiate. Firstly, the first 3 songs of LW, which is obviously the ATEP. Now, so out of the actual LW, the song that most surprised me was East-West Link, because when I first saw the name of it, I thought, okay, so it's gonna be like a cowboyish theme, something. Yeah. I did not know that it's a song about a fucking highway.
Yeah, you know, I also kind of thought like East-West Link, you could sort of use those words to describe ontology, because it does kind of go back and forth with that contrast of like, you know, a grand, like, you know, Western desert sound, and then, you know, like cowboy sound, and then it goes back into like this Middle Eastern type of you know, just like, why do we think? And yeah, and so like East-West Link just kind of had that, I don't know, it seemed to have like that similar kind of vibe to it. But I was particularly caught off guard, or not caught off guard, but I thought it was cool how Static Electricity just kind of, it felt like a part 1 of East-West Link, because it just flows right into it, and it just kind of feels like a very similar song. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Well, yeah, actually, no, because initially I hated that. I was like, why is there this extended intro into East West Link? It's a great song on its own. Like, but then after, like the next day, I'm just like, wait, this is actually a pretty sick. Like, static electricity is fucking awesome.
Dude, now you have to I just have to tell you the story about me listening to LW for the first time.
Yeah, fuck yeah, please do.
All right, so on the day it was gonna come out, I was shopping with my mom at the shop at the other side of town, and we were shopping stuff, and then my alarm clock came for LW. So I went on Bandcamp, I downloaded it, and now you imagine that you are a person chilling, buying stuff in the store, and then you just see dude just knocking on the carts, yelling, rattle, 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 and then just jamming to some weird shit. Right. So I told myself that I'm gonna listen to FMB KGLW, right? So I did that. People were looking, and when I came home, KG was about to end. So I went to my room. I turned on some games, and yeah, I was jamming to LW while playing some Jack X.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that I admire that discipline to be able to listen to all three records in a row. Like I started with just with KG, and eventually I was like, all right, we can just skip the B side. I just fast forward, from like the beginning of Ontology. I was like, all right, we'll skip this. I just went to the Hungry Wolf of Fate and just listened from there into LW just because I didn't have the patience. But yeah, that's it was definitely an album that took a while to like really, I don't know, like understand, I guess, because like they caught me off guard with like a lot of different sounds, like just in terms of the song structure. I wasn't quite sure, especially with Static Electricity, because like the verse kind of sounds like it would be a chorus or something, but I don't know what I'm saying anymore, but yeah, man. But because correct me if I'm wrong, but back to your own projects, I did I misunderstand, or were you also working on a collaboration with some of the other bootleg projects?
Yes,
back when those came out.
Yes, I was working with one of those bootleggers. I forgot their name. And they were releasing Teen Gears, and when that ended, they were gonna ask me if I'm gonna do some covers for the live stuff, which still hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
So now I'm doing 100% my own stuff, and yeah, so it's called Muddy Straws, a King Gizzard mini compilation.
Muddy Straws, I love that.
So that actually is not the first name of it. It was originally gonna be called The Main Event, but I cut it for obvious reasons.
Yeah. That oh my! I mean, Muddy Straws is just way better. I mean, it's such a good name for that kind of album. Good on you.
Yeah, so basically it started me listening to the demos, right? And I thought of, hey yo, why not release Stars demo and with Muddy Water demo, right?
Yeah.
But then I noticed one is a 10-minute song, the other one is a 2-minute jam. So I needed to add a bonus track to it.
Yeah.
Right. So that original bonus track was Summer, because it has the same lyrics as Muddy Straws.
Yeah. Muddy Water. Yeah.
Yeah. And so yeah, I added that, but then I have remembered that it always has to start with Evil Star. And so I picked Evil Star live in Adelaide, and then I need a perfect segue into it, and so I found Anoxia from Paris. Then it goes to All Is Known, and then there is Searching. I did not do any audio engineering, and then is the fourth color, and that's like the whole A side, the live stuff and Polygon.
Nice. Yeah.
And so the B starts with Summer, which the B side is more of individual signals. So it starts with Summer, and then I had one song left. So I thought I'm gonna put the demo. Why not?
Good call.
And so it goes to Straws and then Muddy Water. Now I was thinking which one should go first, either Muddy Water or Straws, but then at the end of Straws, Joey says that was sick. So it should be like a perfect end, like there was a whole big jam to it, and they were calling this album sick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So hold on. So that jam was Muddy Water or Straws in the Wind?
Muddy Water. I'm talking when it ends with Joey's talking.
So that's the final track on the B side.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. That's so cool. I definitely want to buy this. Because
the album cover is like 100% my thing, and it isn't even Giz related.
Yeah,
that was the main thing about it. No. The picture is a picture of Mysterio with a selfie of some girl and something. It's gonna be under Q8s.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, like I didn't look at the art too, intricately, but I was just like, that's some, you always have a good taste for like, colors and overlaying and stuff. So I was just like, hell yeah, that's awesome that there's actually going to be an album. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked about that. But so Giz finally like they started playing shows again. Did you catch like that video that was shot on a GoPro that was on YouTube?
No.
Oh, dude, yeah,
I did not.
From one of their warm up gigs in Melbourne, they somebody just recorded the whole show on a GoPro from the back. So it's like I think the video is titled King Gizzard live in 2021, but from way back with a ton of people in the way.
Wasn't that the third show though? I thought it was in the third show.
Oh, maybe that was the third
I know
show.
what you mean now, but I just didn't watch it because of time. Because I didn't have just time.
Yeah. I had it on in the background while I was doing laundry the other day. But yeah, it was it was super cool. Just to see them play like the new songs live. Yeah, no, I was just wondering if you had seen that. But like I guess like, part two to the question, when King Gizzard finally gets around to coming back to Europe and touring and stuff, like and you get the chance to see them live, what are like your top picks from the new records that you'd want them to play?
Ooh. Well, first of all, definitely
it doesn't have to be a top 3. It doesn't have to be a top 5. It could be any.
All right. All right. So, first of all, it has to start an Evil Star.
I think that's some OCD you gotta work through. I don't.
If they play Evil Star and Straws and Billabong, I'm proud. And Anoxia. Those 3 songs plus Evil Star, and I'm proud.
What about Supreme Ascendancy?
I wasn't much fan of that one actually. I was playing my games as you do. I was shooting some bad guys. Then Flo is gonna end. Everyone's gonna die, and it just ruined the mood. First of all, this is first impressions of it. Right now, I quite like this song, but yeah, I was playing, and it was, dude, what the fuck is this soft thing after this? All right, typical stuff, and yeah, I didn't like it at the first listen, but I think it was Static Electricity is after it, I believe, and that was a good one. So Supreme Ascendancy, I did not like it at the first listen, but now I think it's quite decent.
Yeah,
Not
I
the
mean,
best of ambies, but
yeah, I mean, I
yeah.
thought it was really like Supreme Ascendancy. I felt like that's basically a Murloc song. Like it had just very Murloc's kind of a bluesy vibe to it. You know, other than the microtonal stuff. You know, but there was another song on that on the album "See Me." You know, you mentioned like that kind of felt like a reflection of Odd Life, and like I totally agree with that. But I also don't think it's gotten nearly as much love, you know, just like at least in the early going online from the fan base as much as like some other songs. Like Plura, I thought was good, but See Me is like it's got such a cool, you know, funky vibe, like funky tempo, and just it's interesting. Yeah,
It reminded me a lot of Wilburys Beach, a lot.
really.
Like I described it to my friend as a 2021 version of a Wilburys Beach song, right? And I told this to my friend who isn't much of a Giz fan, but from listening, Wilburys Beach is his favorite album.
I mean, Willoughby's Beach is a great album, you know, like because like a lot of people.
EP. Sorry.
You know, I fuck that. It should totally qualify as an album. Like it's you know I think it's like 8 songs. That's enough. But yeah,
and actually,
but I'm curious, like because I don't really see that that similarity between Willoughby's Beach and See Me. And I know it's hard to describe like, you know, sounds and stuff, but you know, can you try and explain like what makes you think what gives you the Willoughby's Beach vibes from See Me?
Well, first of all, I have to say that my friend's bird actually died, like pet bird died. So I sent him what was it? Let It Bleed, right? Because the lyrics are just I love to see my lovebird, right?
Yeah.
And that cheered him the fuck on, and he gave Wilburys Beach a try, and now he's a fan of it. So yeah, the reason why it reminds me of Wilburys Beach is mostly the lyrical structure, right? How can anybody see me when I'm invisible? But it's like super simple tempo, so it reminded me like that of Wilburys Beach with the simple lyrics and stuff like that mostly.
Yeah, you know, that's a good point. That's a really good point, actually, because that's something that Giz used to do a lot of. Like, you know, I'm like on Mindfuzz, and you know some of the earlier stuff. It was like, yeah, just really simple lyrics that repeat. And you know, sometimes like that can get annoying. You know, if it's a very simple, you know, 2-dimensional kind of song like Let It Bleed or you know Blacktooth or something. But it's cool when they add like the Middle Eastern kind of trance element to it, because it's like they're just dwelling on just that one notion of like, how can you see me if I'm invisible? Like it's like very simple yet abstract, which I love, you know. So that's cool that you made that Willoughby's Beach connection. I dig that. But let's see. I'm blanking on things to bring up. I mean, you've had a lot of time to think. I mean, I don't want to dwell on COVID, but yeah, what's some stuff that you've been thinking about?
Well, I've been thinking of. I have noticed that there are quite a lot of songs not sung by Stu, right? Like any Abby song sung by him, any Joey song sang by him. So and Cookie even sang in their songs. So that lets me hope that in the future record we will get the long-awaited Lucas and Cavs duet. Wrote and sang by Lucas and Cavi. Fingers crossed.
Hopefully, well, I mean, because I think Cavs does get songwriting credits for like most of their stuff, just because I mean, seriously, those drum parts are insane. I mean, I think some of his best drumming has been on LW and KG, but yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm looking forward to the day that like we get another Cookie song, because like he wrote Some of Us, but Stu sings it, and then he didn't write anything for LW. So I'm like, what's going on? Like, are you only going to be?
I think he sang. I think he only sang in Dusk Till Dawn, on Ligon Street, and Down the Sing. Those are like the only two I think.
Oh no,
he's got more.
Yeah, no, he had a bunch of earlier stuff like
but from recent, it's those two I know.
Yeah, and then Time Equals Fate from Paper Mache, but yeah, I mean, he's got some of the best lyrics, and I like his voice too. It's different, and I don't know. I was just kind of hoping after like 2 years ago when Joey started singing like way more songs live, I was kind of hoping like, hey, maybe they're going to open up the floor. We get like 4 mics going around, Ambi, Stu, Joey, and Cookie. Like, I wanted to see that shit, but hopefully somewhere down the line. But I think Cookie's got like stage fright or something.
I think Lucas has, because when everything is filming, he's mostly not on video. And not even Cookie much.
Yeah, well, I think
maybe they are hiding something from us. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I know Lucas is just pretty stoked to be a dad, and then also play bass. But I mean, but like they definitely always have been kind of shy on stage. Like even when they had Eric drumming too, like Lucas was always kind of tucked in the back. Like actually, I think Lucas has always been the furthest set back on stage, like just when they're set up. But in a way, I kind of think that's necessary just so he can be in sync with the drums, because like that bass is really, I don't know, I feel like it's more of a rhythm instrument than it is like a for the specific sound of it. I feel like its main goal is to sort of I guess marry the melody to the drum beat, but yeah, I mean he's an absolutely fantastic bassist too. Yeah, shout out to Luke.
I'm not a music guy, but I don't understand these stuff. But yeah, he's pretty good on that bass.
Yeah, but you sent me some today, and you sent me a lot of stuff. Just periodically different things you're working on, and I love it. But you sent me a thing today that was like, you said here's a new KGLW. What do you call them anyway? Like photos or scenes or?
This is toy photography, but and I do adaptations of good songs.
Yeah.
But the thing that I sent you today isn't one of those adaptations. This is just something I did bought out of my ass doing.
Yeah.
But I'm still planning on doing the actual adaptation of it, maybe though.
Yeah,
The actual song. But yeah, this was just a silly random thing I just thought of.
Well, I mean, because like when I saw it, my first thought was like, hey, maybe there's mind fuzz, or maybe it's invisible face. Like I was thinking like, hey, maybe that white thing in the background was an invisible face or something, and then you got the claw from the mind fuzz castle. But yeah. Oh hell yeah! We got Lego Tayumi.
That's Lego and Tayumi. Here we go. And I also got the pin from Saiguri somewhere over there.
Oh, sick. Yeah. But so you were talking about when you were talking about like I'm thinking about making this adaptation to the song KGLW. It got me thinking. I mean, and like I don't want to. So basically, I'm going to pitch you an idea. Is that cool? Because I know some people don't
You
care.
can,
Okay.
you can, but I'm not promising anything of doing
Perfect.
something.
Okay, that's how it should be. You know, everything should be up to the artist. But when you were talking about, like, you know, you wanted to make an adaptation for KGLW, you know, and like put it like I was thinking, what if you were to like do a whole series of photo adaptations of you know, like different Lego scenes, and then just like had like a camera on a dolly just going through it really slowly, so that it lasts the entirety of the KGLW song, like the KGLW outro. So it's like a whole 8.5 minute just dolly shot of, you know, just moving the camera through like some sort of you know, really vivid scene. This would be a massive undertaking, I feel. But it was such a cool thing that came to me. I'm just like, I would love to see him do something like that.
Well, first of all, my camera cannot record. I'm sorry, but my camera is just too old. And the second thing is that I'm actually doing these adaptations as part of my finals for next year, actually. Because now I am in senior of high school. I study photography, so I have some bit of a heads up, just to have something for next year, so I can at least focus on other stuff for the finals, other than doing a series of photos. And I chose to do GIS songs.
Dude, that is okay. That is so cool. Yeah, I didn't realize like that was the whole premise of it. I thought, like, you know, it just started as like something, you know, sort of fun that you just were doing on your own, but like, which obviously it sort of was, but I love like when you can sort of like fit that into, you know, like a school project that, you know, you probably wouldn't normally want to give a ton of thought to because school sucks, but
especially when you are studying photography as a service and you are an artist.
Yeah, no, exactly. But yeah, man, you know, before we wrap up, I just wanted to ask if there's anything, you know, that you've seen from, you know, from some of the other, I guess from some of the bootleg stuff that came out, that you particularly liked. You know, just because like it seemed like there was like around Christmas and after they released all the Teenage Gizzard and the bootleg stuff, for everybody to just go wild with. It seemed like there were just like every single artist from within the Giz community was just coming out of the woodwork, and just like doing a bunch of different things. And like for me, there was way too much to keep up with. But was there anything that's kind of stuck out to you?
I wasn't much looking at around the stuff because I wanted to have an open mind towards everything, but I've particularly noticed the lounge gigs you actually had on yours podcast here, which actually was the inspiration for me to do mine. Are you outside?
Yeah. I'm outside and we got the wind. It's a really nice day and the dog wanted to, you know, she wanted to get in the yard. So,
so that inspired me, and I've obviously saw the side goodies, the Asheville stuff, no, Mystery Jack. I saw that.
Yeah, I think Side Goodies and Mystery Jack collaborated on that or something like. I think there's some sort of collab.
Yeah. It is a collab.
Yeah, I was so bummed that I missed out on that that record because like I had it in my calendar and everything, and then just like I don't know, I just that's the life of a stoner. You just kind of forget things sometimes, and but yeah. Anyway, man, before we wrap up, is there anything Giz related that we haven't talked about that you've sort of been thinking about?
All right, so I've been thinking, when you listen to KGLW on LW, when they say the lyrics for the second time, after the second woo, at around 4:15, you hear knock, 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 knock. Someone is knocking on the doors for KGLW to open them. There was pizza waiting for KGLW, and they did not open the doors.
Wait, seriously?
Someone, yeah. There was knock sound at LW, at KGLW. Someone's knocking there, probably the pizza guy.
That I gotta listen for that. I hope you're right. That would be such a cool little, Easter egg. It's just like a little thing. God, that yeah, I definitely want to listen to that and see if I agree. And then if that's the case, I've been thinking, like, even though this is a fan podcast, like, I saw Stu do, he's done like other interviews and stuff, and like, and Joey just does his own little, like, guitar with Walkie Jake. My hair's blowing in the wind here, but like, I've been thinking, like, who's this? Why not have some of the guys on the podcast, or is that just like wishful thinking for me? I don't know, but it'd be cool to, like, I don't know, like get Stu on here and like, because like if I do hear like that knocking, I'm just like, Stu, what pizza did you order, and did you ever answer the door? But yeah, it'd be cool just to get like some other, I don't know, Easter egg information like that, just fun facts that might not normally mean anything to like normal interviews. But oh, dude,
yeah,
wait, is this your if not now then when mashup?
No, this my camera is bugging out because it did not support virtual background. But yeah, I chose the cover for my Muddy Straws thing, even though you cannot see the full thing. But yeah, you can see the Mysterio at about where I am right now.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I think I'll superimpose the art like in the video when I get around to editing this. Or probably, which is probably gonna be tomorrow. So, but anyway, man, dude, thank you so much for coming on the podcast again. And I'm so sick to, I'm so thrilled and excited to order that thing off Q-Rates. Muddy.
It's gonna be crowdfunded though.
Yeah.
So we don't know if it's gonna be out. Let's hope. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta, manifest that positive energy and abundance mindset. Let's get this thing funded and because I want to buy it, Dude, Jakub, thank you so much for coming back on the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Let's do this again sometime.
Yeah, sure thing.
All right.
Yes.
See you guys next
See
week.
ya.